Welcome. Today we are going to be learning how to make burritos. But this bean base can also be used for chili or anything else you want to put beans on. It could be salad or anything like that. We're going to start with cutting up the onions, garlic, and pepper. It's going to be half an onion, half of a pepper, any color you like. Red is the most nutritious, so get that if you can. And 3 cloves of garlic. And watch how I cut the onion. So I cut off the edge first, peeled off the skin, and then I left the edge on so that holds the onion together. I'm going to make a few slices horizontally through the onion, and then slices vertically all the way across. And then I'm going to cut through the whole thing. And that gives you some nice fine cuts right there. Chop everything as much as you can in order to get a really nice even taste throughout the meal. So you're not getting chunks of onion or peppers, things like that. For the garlic, you're going to take the garlic and smash them with your knife. That's going to help you peel them and break the skin off. And from there, you're going to chop this finely as well. While you're doing this, you want to make sure that you have the water going for your rice. So that's going to add as a nice filling to the burrito. And getting the water going now will make it ready so that everything finishes around the same time. Alright, next up we're going to clean and rinse the beans. I used 3 beans for this meal today. I had 1 can of cannellini beans, 1 can of red kidney beans, and 1 can of pinto beans. Now using dry beans is totally good, totally great way to do it. You just want to make sure you soak them, ideally overnight, if not a few hours before you're going to cook. And then you're going to have to boil those before you cook it. So that's a couple steps before you get here. You can see that was the rice I just put in the boiling water. Now we're going to be cooking everything in the hot pan. So you want that pan preheated. And then you're going to get that half onion, half red pepper, and the 3 cloves of garlic in there. And that's going to be sauteing while you cut up the rest of this stuff. So be sure that anytime you have something going, you always want to be doing something else while you're cooking. That way it won't waste your time and you'll be able to get to eating a little faster. So that pan was going, so you're sauteing those onions, veggies, onions, peppers, and garlic. And you want to keep an eye on that while you're cooking everything, but keep that on a medium to low heat. Now when you're cutting the 2 tomatoes here, you want to do a little triangle against the core, and that's going to pop that out and make it a lot easier to cut it. And a trick too is I like to cut the insides of the tomatoes, so that way it's a lot easier to cut. With a serrated, you could cut the outside, but with a flat edge knife, you want to go for the inside. It's a lot less resistance. So you'll have that tomato cut up and put aside. And then you're going to have that cilantro as well. And all those items are going to be going into the pan. Now we're making our chili spice mix. If you already have a pre-made mix, that is fantastic. But in this case, we're going to make it from scratch. So this is using 3 tablespoons of chili powder, 2 tablespoons of smoked paprika. I like the smoked flavor, really good. 1 tablespoon of cumin, 1 tablespoon of garlic, and 1 tablespoon of salt. Anytime you're making anything, if you feel like it needs a little extra flavor, you definitely want to add some more garlic, pepper, salt. It's really good base flavors. But here we got the chili peppers, so it's going to be beautiful. Alright, so you want to mix that in, make sure that's evenly spread throughout everything. Then we're going to add the beans in that are already rinsed and drained. You can see everything coming together a little bit now. And we added half a cup of water and half a tablespoon of molasses. Now those items are going to be great to add a little bit more flavor too, and the water is going to help cook everything together. That cilantro goes in the pan as well. Now what we're doing is shredding some toppings. So this is going to add a little bit extra nutrition and flavor to your meal. These carrots are great. You want to leave the peel on because it will give you actually more nutrition. So a lot of that nutrition stays in the peel that a lot of people will peel off. So keep that there for shredding. And then what I like to do is combine that with some red cabbage. These two veggies work really great together, and they're a really great topping to put on your burrito. Because again, it adds this great flavor and nutrition, and it's just amping up your meal from being just beans and rice to having some extra vegetables in there. Alright, yeah, so get that on the side now, and this is going to be used for toppings later. The avocado, beautiful. So get those slices once you get the core out, and then you're going to use a nice big spoon, and it's all going to pop out and be ready to go. I use some brown rice tortillas, and for this you're actually going to put some oil in the pan like I did there, and then the wrap goes in that pan, and you want to flip it for 20 seconds on each side. I had to do that off camera. That gets the wrap nice and soft for any time you're using gluten-free wraps. You can skip that if you're starting with a soft wrap. And now here we're building the burrito. So we did rice, beans, cabbage and carrots, avocado, and look at that beauty. I had a little bit of Violife cheddar shredded cheese, so I'm going to put that right on top. And that is beautiful. Look at that. Good to go. Thanks for watching.